everyone, welcome to Adventures in Everyday Cooking, where every day can be an adventure in your kitchen. My name is Heather, and if you're new here, welcome to the channel. This channel is all about the home cook adventures in the kitchen. And today we are gonna make a new adventure happen here in this kitchen using the Deluxe Cooking Blender from Pampered. You can use any blender you want, but that's the one I have, so that's the one I'm gonna use. We are gonna make plum jalapeno. You think I'm gonna say jam, don't you? Nope. Plum jalapeno barbecue sauce. I am so excited about this, so without further ado, let's get started. So I decided on this recipe because my family loves barbecue sauce. And frankly, I'm over plum jam. I've already done some plum jam this season, so I really wanted to find another recipe that could utilize this little fruit. And so I Googled a little bit, and sure enough, they have plum barbecue sauce. I am like, I'm sold, I'm there. Now, this recipe actually calls for red chili flakes, but I have a plethora of jalapenos in my garden, so I'm like, shoot, we're gonna do plum jalapeno jam. So that's what we decided to do. All right, so first of all, we are going to cut our plums just up into rough, because the blender is going to do it all for us. And this is the Deluxe Cooking Blender from Pampered. If you don't have a Deluxe Cooking Blender, that's okay. Just a regular blender will do. But basically, we are just going to, cut them into fourths. And I've already washed these, so they're ready to go. And we need about 2 cups. I don't know if I said that or not. So I'm just going to, just cut them into rough fourths. And it looks like about 5 plums. Let me take that back. 6 plums is about 2 cups. So what we're going to do is we are just going to dump them right into our cooking blender. We are also going to add a whole jalapeno. Okay, don't worry about cutting it up. The blender is going to do it for you. Next, we are going to add some brown sugar. I believe that is 2/3 of a cup. Some Worcestershire or soy sauce, I believe this is 2 teaspoons. 1/4 of a cup of apple cider vinegar. Salt, pepper, and garlic powder. And all of the exact amounts will be in the link in the comments below, just so that you know. And I did get out more peppers because I don't know how hot this is gonna be. And I wanna make sure that, well, it's plenty hot. And then we're gonna hit it with some ketchup. Now, hopefully your blender has one of these nice, cool little things, because you're gonna need it. We are gonna put on the lid. I will insert my pusher, and we're gonna go ahead and start it. And we're just gonna turn it on normal. I'm not gonna set it to any fancy setting. We're just gonna push go. And I'm just gonna push as I go and wait for it to become a sauce. It looks like it's doing it itself. All right, let's go ahead and turn it off and take a taste, and we will adjust our spices. So let me just go ahead and stick my finger in. I think it needs more spicy stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick another jalapeno in just for the sake of my family. Don't feel like you have to, but hey. All right, let's taste again. And basically, I'm just looking for kind of that little spice, that heat to hit the back of my throat, which as that was going just now, the spices kind of crawled up a little bit. So I know it's definitely hot, but it's not hot enough for my kids and my husband. So let's try again. Woo! Plenty hot. All right, so I was glancing over the directions and I totally forgot that we actually want to use the sauce function of our blender. If you don't have the Deluxe Cooking Blender, what will happen is what you just saw, and then you're gonna pour it into a pan on the stove. But our cooking blender will actually do that for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn my knob to sauce and then hit go. So it's gonna warm this up, it's gonna cook it into a sauce, and then it'll be ready in just a little while. basically what it's going to do, it's going to re-puree everything. So had I remembered that it was actually the sauce function, I would have just put everything in there and then let it go as it heats up. So it's all right. The purpose of wanting it to heat though is to bring the sugars to that caramel level so it becomes nice and sticky. So don't forget to warm up your sauce when you're ready. So okay, the blender is done, and that took, in the Deluxe Cooking Blender, it took about 30 minutes for it to come up to about 205 degrees, and now it has gone from just a puree to a sauce. So I'm excited to see it, excited to taste it. Let's get this, woo! That kind of shocked me for a second there. So I got out a little sieve and my canning jar funnel because when I started this, there was a whole bunch of little pieces of plum skin in it, and I was thinking, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna like that. However, after 30 minutes in the cooking blender, I'm pretty sure that there is nothing left. So if you don't have a cooking blender and you still have pieces of skin left inside of it, you could definitely run it through a sieve. That would be totally fine, but I think it is great the way it is. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pour it in my prepared jar here. And it is so thick. This is beautiful sauce. I'm gonna pour some other in this jar because I'm actually gonna share some with a friend of mine. Look at how thick that is. And what a beautiful color. Do you remember when we started, it was almost like a pale color? Now it is very much like barbecue sauce. Perfect. And this one I'll put a lid on. All right, let's taste it up. So there's a couple things that I'm looking for in a good barbecue sauce. Number one, it needs to coat the spoon. So before, when I stuck my finger in to taste the sauce to adjust for jalapeno or spice or whatever, it was kind of clinging to my finger, but not much. But a good barbecue sauce will be sweet and sticky. So ideally, we're gonna want to dunk this in, and it's gonna wanna cling to the spoon so thickly that I can draw a line through it and you can see the line clearly. So I'm gonna go ahead and dunk it in halfway and draw it out. And we did get a drip there, but as you can see, it's pretty thick. There's a drip that wants to come, but it's too thick. So next we are going to do a line right down the center, and do you see that? This is an ideal thickness for a barbecue sauce. Ooh, and it is spicy. Ooh, that has good flavor though. Wow, okay. Thickness-wise, taste-wise, amazing. So let's try again with the front. Look at that. Mmm. Ooh. That's good. Whew, that's spicy though. 2 jalapenos was plenty. This is a good barbecue sauce. This is definitely a recipe I will use again. If I had a squeezy bottle, I would put it in a squeezy bottle, but I don't have a squeezy bottle, so we are gonna go with our glass jar here, and I will label it appropriately so that whoever's looking for barbecue sauce knows what they're getting into, because this is a spicy, sweet, sticky, delicious barbecue sauce that I'm gonna only be able to taste because I'm already starting to sweat. They were jalapenos from my garden, and I think I've mentioned in another video, this year's jalapeno crop is super spicy. So I'm happy with this sauce. I don't think there's anything I would change, so I'm gonna definitely share this with you. And if you have a cooking blender of any sort, this would be a really easy recipe for you to emulate. But if you don't, just stick it in your food processor or your blender and then get it on the stove and cook it down until the temperature reaches about 205 degrees. And then you will get this beautiful, lovely barbecue sauce. It's so good, I'm tempted to lick it again. Here I go. Oh, it's really good. With some little weenies or some hot dogs or something delicious, that would be fantastic. But on a spoon, whew, that's some spicy junk. It's good though. All right, you guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel. I do videos several times a week, and I'm always looking for the next adventure. So if you have an idea, leave it in the comments below. Otherwise, we will see you on the next adventure. All right, bye.